Hello and welcome back to the sideboard here at the Star City Games Open and Invitational in Los Angeles, California. I am Ruben Bressler, and I am joined by defending Invitational champion Todd Anderson. And Todd, you're X-1 so far.
Yep.
Major storyline going on here is that you're looking to be the first person ever to go back-to-back.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be real. I mean, several people have made top 8 two in a row. I'm not sure a defending champion has ever made the top 8 of the next one. Maybe Jerry did it once.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of tournaments. I can't keep track
but
of everything.
It's certainly tough to go back-to-back, although you did go
absolutely.
back-to-back earlier this season with the Invitational at the end of one standard format, and then Star City Games Cincinnati at the beginning of another, which is a pretty impressive feat.
I mean, it was nice. Like, the thing about living in Roanoke in general is that we're just surrounded by a lot of really good Magic players, and like before the standard tournament that I won with Miracles, Brad Nelson just like convinced me to play their Miracle deck because I was playing some mediocre aggro deck, and I had like these excuses, like I couldn't find the cards and all this other nonsense, and they're like, dude, you can get the cards, just play our deck, it's good. And after he smashed me like 10 games in a row, I was like, yeah, sure, we'll just play your deck.
Sure. And that was a blue-white-red deck.
Right.
And this is a blue-white-red deck.
Yeah.
I think people are pretty used to the blue-white-red flash deck by this point. Originally, it was just blue-white, popularized by Adam Prozac.
Yes, sir.
Certainly espoused by Jerry Thompson and many top players as being the tempo deck that people had missed since the beginning of the format. People are fairly used to it by now. It's mostly red for Pillar of Flame. There are a couple other cards in the deck. But I want to focus mostly on the recent changes to the deck that have been more geared to this metagame.
Sure. So originally the blue-white flash deck, it was very good when people weren't playing Cavernous Souls. When everyone started playing Cavernous Souls in basically every deck, counterspells became much worse, and so we had to adapt by playing a lot of spot removal. And Jerry brewed the 3-color version that he played at GP San Antonio with Pillar Flame and a couple other good red cards, and then continued the different amalgamations of the deck until we got to this point. We added an unsummon. We cut down to just one Runechanter's Pike from the blue-white version, and Counterflux, which has been outrageously good in all the blue matchups because you just win counter.
I do want to focus on Counterflux because as important as Pillar Flame is, Counterflux might be the most important red card in the deck.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that, but it's like matchup based, right? Like red added 2 cards to the deck that were good in the matchups that were important, like Pillar Flame for aggro, Counterflux for control. And Counterflux in general has just been outstanding. Like after game 1 especially, when all the blue decks have Dispel as well, they're trying to resolve a big Sphinx's Revelation with 1 mana up. You Counterflux it and they can't Dispel, and still draw 20 cards or whatever. So huge card Counterflux has been. With Snapcaster Mage, a lot of times you just like Stone Cold people. It's been amazing.
I also want to talk about the Thought Scour, the importance of not doing it to yourself. Okay. Which is a recent discovery.
Right. So in the original blue-white deck, we had 2 Moorland Haunt, 2 Runechanter's Pikes, and after board we had a lot of really specific cards that we always wanted to draw, which were like Jace, Memory Adept, sometimes Curse of Echoes, and various things of that nature. Mostly Jerry figured out, but like it was like a simultaneous thing that you never want to Thought Scour yourself until you draw your Pike, because in a lot of matchups you're going really long with Sphinx's Revelation and things like that you can't afford to mill over the Pike or the Moorland Haunt, or you just have no endgame. Like you're just Sphinx's Revelation for 10, but you're drawing all blanks.
Right.
Runechanter's Pike turns every creature in your deck into a lethal one-shot, and with Sphinx's Revelation, even if you augur it to the bottom, you can set up a turn where you draw all but like the last 3 cards in your deck, draw the Pike, you do a counter war at the end of turn, untap it, kill them with Pike. So yeah.
So let's talk about the sideboard.
Sure.
Jace Memory Adept is a card that is in here for the mirror, primarily?
Primarily the mirror, but it's just insane against any blue-based deck, basically. We have 2 Jaces, 3 I think was a little too many. We cut down to 2. Basically just all in on Jace after game 1. We just want protection from him, or for him. We even play Oblivion Ring instead of Detention Sphere so that we can unlock our Jace from their Detention Spheres. And the hitting an extra creature is not like that big of a deal. I mean, it's fine, but like it's still really good against zombies, still really good against like green-white, things like that. But Jace has been phenomenal. Like every time I cast Jace, if it has more than one activation, the game's over. Like if I get to untap with Jace, it's usually over.
Right. And what are some other cards that you bring in for the mirror other than Jace?
So with Jace, we bring in 2 Oblivion Rings, 2 Dispel, and the Negate. And depending on what they're playing against, like if they're a Thragtusk blue deck, we bring in the Supreme Verdict just to make sure that our Jace can survive. So like on turn 4 we Verdict, on turn 5 we like play Restoration Angel, maybe Pillar a guy or something, and then play Jace and start milling them with a guy in play, and then we get to untap with like 3 protection spells.
Now, as the format evolves, I'm sure the deck will continue to change.
Right.
What would you change about the deck if you had another chance? Or would you change anything?
For this particular tournament, I don't think I would change anything, but I have been wanting to try out Searing Spear just as an instant speed removal spell, because Hellrider has been slightly problematic. If we don't have a Restoration Angel for it, it's really bad. It combines really well with Snapcaster Mage sometimes to be able to like kill Thundermaw Alkai. And sometimes you just need to have instant speed spot removal for all the haste creatures in the format. The fact that it costs 2 is a little bad, and that's why we're not playing it. We're playing an Unsummon instead because it functions similarly against Falconwrath Aristocrat and Dragon, just buying us that 1 turn we need. And then the Snapcaster Mage being able to flash it back gives us like basically 2 turns so we can resolve a big Sphinx's Revelation and buy just enough time to survive.
Now, you are undefeated in the standard portion so far.
Yeah, but I've only played 3 rounds, but yeah.
Sure. It helps to have buys, I suppose. But
yes.
you still faced some tough opposition.
Yep.
Last round you played against Invitational Top 8 competitor David Thomas.
Right.
Yesterday's last round in Legacy, you lost to Joe Bernal in the final round to not be able to go undefeated on day
I offered the draw so we could have the split face.
Right. like Shaheen and Michael had.
Yeah.
That's quite good. So, good luck going forward. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you in top 8.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, well, thanks
Thanks
for joining
Ruben.
me in Sideboard.
Appreciate it.